Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 4 of the Master Series. And today we are going to be covering the bows and the arrows that you can find in the game, which is, of course, a lot better. Now, there are different poundage bows, okay, from 40. So, Blue has got the 40-pound Cobra, okay, up to the 100-pound Ballista. But you must remember there are different poundage bows in the game, the 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90 pound bows. But the video is going to take way too long if we test all of them. So you guys can just use basic maths to see the difference from the 40 pound to the 100-pound damage, okay? So I'm going to shoot Blue first with a 100-pound bow, and he's got two different arrows by him. So I've got both of my arrows are the broadhead arrows. The one is the metal broadhead, and the other one's the carbon broadhead. And Blue has only got the normal metal that doesn't have the broadhead tip to it, and he's got the normal carbon arrow. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to start with the metal broadhead tip, and he's going to start with the normal metal. So mine is probably going to do more damage than him. Not only because of the arrow, but because of the poundage as well. Okay? So, as I'm saying that, we're mixing the arrows now with the bow. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to de-equip this. Give me two metal arrows that we can just test all 4 arrows. Or the same arrow, that we see what the bow is doing. Okay, so that's the one that he's going to shoot me with. Okay, so I'm going to load that. I didn't know this, guys. So, yeah, clearly I don't know everything. But if you press V, you can de-equip the arrow. Okay, that's a new one for me. And then you can knock the arrow that you want to use. Okay, so this is a 100-pound Ballista.
81 damage.
81 damage. Okay, he's going to bleed to death very soon. I'm just going to de-equip mine. And now he's going to shoot me in the chest so it's 81. His bow is only 40 pounds. Okay, let's see. 81 with a 100-pound Ballista. 73 with the 40-pound Cobra. Okay, mine was in the chest, son, and yours?
Upper abdomen.
Upper abdomen. Okay. So, guys, not a massive difference there. Okay. 81 with the Ballista, 74 with the Cobra. But remember, we are going to do a distance test as well. So what you must remember is that with the Ballista, I will be able to shoot a person much further away from me than Blue will be able to with a 40-pound, okay? Clearly just because the distance that the arrow can travel. But we are going to test the Ballista against the compound, okay? Because everyone likes using the compound, but we're going to look at the advantages. Clearly, a compound gives you that zoom when you aim, which is really, really good to, see your target better. But we are going to see who's the winner between those two, because the 60-pound compound bow actually shoots harder and further than, its 60-pound friend. That's a normal bow. So we just want to see who's better, the king of the normal bows or the compound. So we'll be back now. Okay, guys, we are going to skip the normal carbon arrow. And we are going to skip the broadhead metal arrow. Okay, we're going to jump straight to the broadhead carbon arrow. Just see what the damage differences are. Of course, the broadhead tip is going to do a lot more damage. If I kill him with one shot, then we'll test the normal carbon arrow as well. But for now, we're gonna have to test crossbows as well. So let's try and not make the video too long. Okay, so, excuse me. He's going to use the broadhead carbon arrow with his 40-pound bow, and I'm going to use the broadhead carbon arrow. with the 100-pound bow. So here we go. I'll start. Okay, guys. So I thought that would happen. So yes, with a 100-pound ballistic bow, you are going to kill any person that hasn't got a vest on him. Okay. So Blue's just going to loot himself and see if the 40-pound, is a little bit less than that. Maybe I can survive it. Now, you guys know why I love the broad-head carbon arrow, but I mean, we have to test the armors as well, since that's a new thing that we weren't aware of. Okay, let's go. Was that in my chest?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to have to go to the normal carbon arrow, guys. And, yeah, we're just going to scale down to the normal carbon arrow. And then we're going to test the broadhead metal arrow. Because I think the tip is the main thing that's penetrating here. Okay. Just a normal scum problem here, where the body's not being where we need it to be. Give me a normal carbon arrow. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use the normal carbon arrow, and then you're going to use the broadhead metal arrow.
I don't have I don't like that.
Okay.
Okay. I have it.
Okay. So I've got the carbon normal. Okay, hit me first with a broadhead. No. I think the tip is the difference. Let me hit you first. I think the broadhead tip is the difference here. Mm-hmm.
87.
Yeah, so that's without the tip. Now he's going to hit me with a normal metal broadhead tip, guys, and I'm sure he's going to kill me. Okay, that was a very fast shot. He didn't. 77.4 in the chest. Okay, so clearly the carbon is adding a lot, and of course his poundage is less. So what have we learned, guys? From this test, we have learned that most of the arrows that you get does 70 plus damage. So 2 shots is going to kill a person. The normal arrows don't give you C4 markers, but the carbon arrows do. Okay, the carbon broadhead arrows do give you C4 bleeding markers, because Blue died, bled out way before I bled out. My injury went into stabilization, and I survived with 24 health, where he bled out immediately because of the C4 injury. So clearly the carbon broadhead arrows is the best, and you do get them in cargo drops. You can go to the big city and loot the hunting, the hunting shops, but the way I do it is just I loot cargo drops, and then at some point I'm going to get the bow with about, I think it's 36, 36 or 24 broadhead arrows. But you can loot for them. As well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is test the compound bow, and then we're going to go to the crossbow. Okay, guys, let's just finish the armor. Okay, we've seen that a ballistic vest and a tactical vest protects you. I'm going to start at the top so that I don't kill him immediately, and then we're going to go down with armors to see what armor you need to survive a shot in the chest with a compound bow and the best carbon broadhead arrow. So he's got the tactical.
45.
45 damage.
45, yes.
Didn't I shoot you yesterday with no damage?
Yes.
Okay.
But this is most a different arrow.
Didn't I shoot you with a carbon broadhead?
Nope.
Okay, well, guys, at least you're going to survive the shot, okay? And I think Blue still got about 50 health left. Okay, go to the ballistic. Put on the ballistic. So you got 45 damage there. And this should be the same, or just a little bit more. Okay.
1% health left. So that was 49 probably.
49, yes. So, like I told you guys, there isn't a major difference between those two armors. Okay, you don't really have to worry. And the only difference with the tactical, the tactical, stops a little bit more damage, but the main thing is the tactical covers a lot more of your body. Okay, so let's quickly check the put on helmet. Put on helmet for me. The base helmet, yeah. That's what we tested yesterday.
Of course.
Okay, guys. We have to go back to part 3, okay, to see what happened. But this is what I was expecting, because the carbon broadhead arrow with a compound bow or ballistic bow has always been my favorite. Okay, so clearly it does damage. We're gonna just have to go back to part 3 and see what I shot him with. Because in the part 3 he took no damage with the helmet or a vest. Okay, so let me just get that arrow from you. Okay. I don't think this is gonna make any difference, but it is spawning back fast, guys. So yeah.
How would that make any difference?
No. Yeah, we can't really see. I wanted to test the medieval helmet, but this arrow is just doing. This is just doing way too much damage. I just want to see something. Let me use the ballistic. I really don't think this is good. This is the difference, but in any case, no, that's not the difference. Okay, guys, my arrow is still extremely freaking potent. Okay, and I can't remember what I did in part 3, but clearly, okay, it's still lethal. So yeah, you can basically kill a person in the head with one shot, and if he's wearing armor, stand still, Blue. If he's wearing armor, look at me. Okay, you shoot him in the legs. Okay, no matter. Doesn't matter what armor he's wearing. You know, you can have the best helmet and the best freaking vest. You shoot him in the leg, he's dead. With a ballistic bow or a compound bow. Okay? Now, in the past, I could kill a person with a tactical vest, no matter where I shoot him. Okay? So it's been nerfed. I thought it was nerfed completely. But yeah, I think I'm just as confused as you guys are at the moment. At least we know that the broadhead carbon arrow is extremely lethal. Okay, so it's still the best option. And now we're going to look at what arrow are you using? Is it a carbon broadhead?
I have no idea.
No, put in the carbon broadhead, and then I'm going to put on the tactical vest. We wanted to use these helmets, guys, but goodness gracious me, no. Doesn't make sense at this point. We'll test the helmets with bullets, guys. We'll test the helmets with bullets, okay? I want to put on the tactical.
Must I use?
You must use the broadhead carbon bolt.
There isn't a broadhead, it's only a crossbow. Carbon crossbow bolt.
Okay, so there's no broadhead option. Okay, use the carbon crossbow bolt. So, The compound bow did 45. Yeah, it did 45 damage. Let's see if all of you's favorite Blackhawk beats it. Nope. 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 43 damage, guys. Okay, so it's roughly the same. I'm very glad about this because I know there's crossbow fans and I know there's bow fans. Okay? Doesn't really matter. The big difference is that does it give the poundage on that crossbow? I don't think so. Does it give a poundage?
No.
Okay, so that's basically the best one, guys. And then pick up the normal. Use the same arrow, but use the crafted. Use the crafted one. Use the crafted crossbow with the same arrow. Before I dip below 51% health. See what major difference, because there's only two crossbows, guys. The crafted one and the Blackhawk. So let's see what difference the Blackhawk makes. Shoot me again. In the chest. Okay, guys, so we will have to look at part 3 to finalize this, but clearly it's the strength of the crossbow or the bow that you are using, okay? At a certain poundage or at certain strength, it just doesn't penetrate the armor. But the stronger your bow is, like with the crossbow, you have to go with the Blackhawk, okay? Because the crafted one is not going to penetrate the armor. Now, at least we can look. Now, at least we can test. We can test the stab-proof vest. Okay. So shoot me in the chest again. He's using the best arrow, guys, but with the crafted crossbow. Okay. This is stab-proof vest, guys. So clearly you can see it makes a major difference what bow or what crossbow the guy's using. If he's using a crafted bow or crossbow against you, he's not going to penetrate your armor. But if he's using a Blackhawk with advanced rifles, or like Blue has got no rifle skill, so if he's using a Blackhawk or a compound bow or a high poundage bow, he's going to penetrate your armor. Okay, so I'm quite glad, because I was quite disappointed that the bow that I rely on most, couldn't penetrate armor. But both of us have got advanced archery now, so the power of the bow with your archery skill is helping a heck of a lot. So I hope that helps. Basically, all the arrows that you find can do 70 plus damage. Okay, with the right bow and the right crossbow, and then the crafted ones, we saw the damage. As you can see, the Blackhawk's doing the same damage as the compound and the ballistic. Okay, so just figure out for yourself, the crafted crossbow is going to do roughly the same damage as the crafted bows. Okay, now let's finalize the distance thing. So we're gonna put we're gonna use the best carbon arrow. Let's say the carbon arrow can fly the furthest. Okay, so we're going to use normal carbon arrows. Maybe that helps with distance. Maybe the broadhead tip makes the arrow heavier. I don't know. So we're going to use the same arrows, and we're going to have a competition between the Blackhawk, the compound, and the ballistic bow, and see which one can hit the target at the same distance. So Blue's going to be at the end. He's going to stand at the different distances. Okay, and then I'm going to tell him what I'm shooting. And then he's going to tell me where the arrow landed. Okay, let's finish this. Okay, guys, as you guys know, I'm busy with a lot of stuff in the background. Okay, so Blue has just reminded me that in part 3, although I used the compound bow in one of the tests, it was crafted arrows. Okay? It was the crafted arrows that couldn't penetrate. And we used all the crafted arrows, the best crafted arrows. So they couldn't penetrate the tactical or the ballistic vest. The only way we damaged the person was with the explosive arrows. Okay? You guys can go look at part 3 for that. So clearly, crafted arrows cannot penetrate the ballistic, the vests, but the normal arrows can, okay? And the better your arrow is, the better the penetration is. So the bow and the crossbow must be combined with very good arrows to be able to penetrate a player. Now, I'm sitting at the 50-meter mark, and he's at the target at the 200-meter mark. So this is 150 meters, guys. I know people in the comments are going to tell me that you can put a sight on the Blackhawk. All the Blackhawk fans, I don't want you to leave a bunch of dislikes because I didn't put a sight on the Blackhawk. So now we can use the sight. Okay. So if I tap control, it should be about 150 meters. Although I don't really have a rifle skill. Okay, I'm just gonna tap there, guys. I'm gonna keep it on that cement. It should be 150 meters. 123 meters. Okay, whatever. So I'm going to shoot at him now. Move away from the target, Blue, that you can see where it's hitting the target. Just move to the side, yeah, and just check where it is. So I'm going to hold in my breath, and I'm going to try and hit the target on the head, okay? Where did it hit it?
His shoulder.
Shoulder, okay? So it got there. Now we're using the ballista, which can't take a sight, okay? So it's going to be difficult to aim with it, but we're going to use the dot. And we're just going to put the arrow in again. 1, 2, 3, go. Where did it hit?
That was at the bottom, very bottom line.
Very bottom. Okay, so the Blackhawk actually did better there. Okay. And now, of course, the compound has a bit of a zoom. That helps us.
Basically the same as the bow.
Okay, so the Blackhawk beat it.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Now, let me just check here. Okay, there's a target at 300 meters. Go to the 300-meter target. Because everything hit the target, am I right? Or close to the target. Okay, now let's see. Now let's see who's the winner here with distance. That's why I'm saying, guys, I always thought that the ballista could shoot much further than the compound, but clearly not. Clearly, the 60 pounds on the compound is just as good as the 100 pounds on the ballista, okay? And because the compound's got the zoom, it's a much better sniping tool. Although I don't like the zoom because when I'm close quarters with people, the zoom puts me off, okay? But at least they're comparing. Okay, so now I'm gonna start with the compound. Goodness gracious, you're far. Okay, I'm gonna try and hit that target. Anything?
Didn't even hear the arrow.
Okay, so then hit the target, eh? I'm aiming at the top of that target, like the top of the whole structure. And so you saw nothing, eh?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, now I'm going to use the ballista.
I heard it.
You heard it. Okay, but it didn't hit the target.
No. Landed about here where I'm standing.
And remember, guys, I'm using the broadhead tips on the bow. Okay, that could affect the weight, but we're just looking for the winner here. We're just looking for the winner. Okay. All the Blackhawk guys are gonna celebrate now.
Hit the target.
Okay, guys, so that is far. That is far. I'm just going to run to the side, Blue. So I'm holding in my breath while I'm doing the range finding. 278 meters, guys. So yes, all the Blackhawk fans, you win, okay? And of course, at least you can see the person with the scope. with the Ballista, I'm going to struggle to see a person at that distance. And of course, with the compound, I'm going to have a little bit of a better sight. But we can see the max range of the compound and the Ballista is about 150 meters because it hit the target at its feet. So we can say about 150. And then the Blackhawk, that was almost double the distance. Okay. So yes, guys, that's it for the bows and the crossbows. So in the next video, we're going to be covering pistols, and then hopefully I'm going to change the damage multiplier to 10% so that we don't really kill each other, but we can see the exact numbers. But what me and Blue is going to do is we're first going to shoot each other without the damage reduction in the in the player-to-player damage, and see what the damage the pistol does. Then we're going to change the damage to just do 10% of the damage that it should do, and see if the numbers are the same. Okay, so that the changes that I'm making to the PvP damage isn't doing any funky stuff. But in the next episode, we're going to be covering pistols at 10% of the damage so that we can test all the helmets, all the armors, and all the different body parts, okay? All the damage reduction and damage multiplier, like on the head, okay? For pistols. So, yes, sorry that this was a little bit confusing, but like I said, I'm learning with you guys here, okay? I'm not a master yet, apparently just a pro. I'm just joking. Cheers, guys. Have a great day.